Hola amigos, Dr. Labrunicky. Today we're going to take a look at how commands work in Spanish. First off, we're going to start with the typical AR verb hablar, and then we'll take a look at how ER verbs work, and then we'll take a look at some two affirmative commands and some two negative commands. Alright, so here we got hablar to speak. Notice that there's no yo command. I can't command myself to do something, I either do it or I don't, but there's actually no command for the yo form. Alright, then moving on to the to form, there's two different versions, the to affirmative and there's the to negative. The to affirmative, habla, I'm going to tell somebody to speak, or tell them not to speak, no hables. So notice habla is as similar as the normal indicative present tense, he, she, usted, it version, habla, but here it's going to become a command for the to form. Then if I tell somebody not to do something, it's going to be no hables. So for an AR verb, I'm going to choose the opposite ending, no hables, and it's also the same as the subjunctive. So if you're familiar with the subjunctive, you're going to be familiar with the to negative form. All right, then we've got hable for the usted version. Again, notice that's the opposite ending. Here it ends in E, which is the same as the subjunctive. For nosotros, we've got two options. We've got nosotros hablemos, or we can say nosotros vamos a hablar. So let's talk. And the vamos a hablar, ir plus a plus infinitive, that's actually a more typical construction that they're going to use in Spanish. But you could also say hablemos, let's talk. For vosotros, we've got two forms here, hablad and no habláis. So telling a group of people, y'all should speak. And notice we're going to drop the R and add a D. And then telling a group of people not to do something, no habléis, is the same as a subjunctive, or it's got the opposite E with an accent IS ending. And then ustedes, which is a command that I typically use with my classes, the ustedes command, hablen. Again, it's got that opposite ending with the EN, or the same as the subjunctive. And so I could tell them hablen in Espanol, you all should speak in Spanish, or no hablen in English, you all should not speak in English. And that's how the AR commands work in Spanish. All right, up next we're going to take a look at how an ER verb command works in Spanish. So we're going to take a look at comer, to eat. So here again we've got no version for the yo form. I can't command myself to do something, I either do it or I don't, but there's actually no command form for that. On the to form, I can say come, so you should eat. And yeah, pretty typical to use this with a child if you're a parent, come. And again, that's the same as the he, she form in the regular present tense, come. Then for telling somebody not to eat, no comas, ending in as. So notice that's the same as the subjunctive, or the opposite ending that a typical ER verb should have. And then the IR verbs work the same way. And then usted coma, I'm being polite, saying you eat, or don't eat, no coma. Again, notice it's got the opposite A ending. Okay, then we can say nosotros comamos, we should eat, ending in amos, so the opposite ending or the subjunctive ending. And then typically we're going to say vamos a comer. That's the more normal construction to use with the nosotros. Vamos a comer, ir plus a plus infinitive. We should eat, let's go eat. And then again, vosotros comed. Again, for this one we're going to drop the R, add a D. Or no comáis, y'all shouldn't eat. And it's got the opposite A with an accent IS ending, or the same as the subjunctive. And ustedes coman, y'all should eat, or not eat, no coman. So that's the ustedes command. For an ER or an IR verb would have the same ending for that as well. All right, up next we're going to take a look at then how to make two affirmative commands. And then after that, we'll take a look at some irregular two affirmative commands. So again, the two negative commands that would work like the subjunctive, it's going to have the opposite ending. AR verbs will end in ES. ER and IR verbs will end in AS. So that's how we would make a two negative command. But again, the rules for the two affirmative commands, some examples, it's going to be the same as the he, she, it, usted form in a typical present tense, present indicative verb. So tomar, toma, take. Escribir, escribe, write. Escuchar, escucha, listen. Mirar, mira, watch. So again, those are some regular affirmative two commands. Now the tricky part is there's a bunch of irregular ones that we're going to take a look at here in just a moment. All right, last up we've got some irregular two affirmative commands, and these ones you just kind of have to memorize, but they're pretty common, so you're going to see them in quite a few places, and then we'll take a look at what happens if we needed to add a pronoun or even a negative with a pronoun as well. Okay, so venir, ben. You may see a phrase like ven conmigo. That's actually a typical name for a textbook. It's called ven conmigo, which means come with me. So venir comes to ben. Tener goes to ten. A typical phrase might be ten cuidado, which is have caution or be careful. Okay, salir goes to sal. I might tell somebody sal de aquí, leave or get out of here or exit. Hacer goes to az, H-A-Z. I might say like az tu tarea, do your homework, or az la cama, make your bed. Some other irregular ones, ser goes to se, S-E with an accent. So sometimes S-E with an accent, if it were coming from saber, that could be yo sé, could be I know, but here it's a little bit different, it's be. And one of the examples we looked at in class today was this advertisement for teeth whitening, and it was se radiante. It was like be radiant or have shiny teeth with this tooth polish advertisement. Ir goes to be, V-E. And so I might say like bete is another common one that's going from irse. Bete is another way to say like leave or get out of here. Poner goes to pon, P-O-N. I might say pon la mesa, which could be a to affirmative command for setting the table. And then the last irregular one we'll take a look at here, decir goes to D, D-I. And this is a pretty common phrase. You might see dime, which means tell me. Or oftentimes if somebody has a question, I can say dime. And that's a way for telling them to talk to me. And then sometimes in some places they say dime when they answer the phone. So it's like talk to me or speak to me, or how they answer the phone with hello. And then another one, dimelo, that's actually the name of an Enrique song. And then notice how if I've got more pronouns here, dimelo, I've got two pronouns, so I'm putting an accent on the first D there. And then our last one, another common phrase, no me digas. So notice I'm making a negative command, but if I'm making a negative, now I want to put the pronoun in front of the verb. And no me digas is like don't tell me, or you don't say, or wow, that's incredible, I can't believe that, or of course somebody would do that, no me digas, don't tell me, or I can't believe that. But then notice how if I'm making a to affirmative command, I'm adding the pronoun directly to the verb, and then if I get enough of them, then I need to put an accent mark on the original verb. Anyway, so that's how the commands work in Spanish. Some of them work like subjunctive. The to affirmative is a little bit different, and there's some irregulars for that as well, and there's also a to negative to take into consideration. So anyways, be sure to click the subscribe button to get free access to all my videos. Hit the like button, hit the comment button, or write me some notes and let me know what you think, or if there's other ideas that you have for videos or questions. All right, adios, hasta pronto.